There is so much division right now politically in our city, in our state, in our county that many of you have contacted me in various ways and requested that I re-enter public service. And I think it's because we have a successful track record of accomplishment as both a mayor and a governor. A record of accomplishment in education, a record of accomplishment in transportation, in job creation, health care, and many others, including fiscal responsibility. And it is very heartening to me that recent statewide surveys are showing that many citizens, long after I've left the governor's mansion, are now recognizing the accomplishments and our success in solving problems and implementing a successful strategy during tough times. So during the past several months, and especially during the past several weeks, thousands of citizens have given me feedback on what they think I should do. And I appreciate your feedback. In fact, the feedback has fallen within, let's say, 3 themes. The first theme is this, in quotes: Governor McCrory, we need you back in Raleigh, now more than ever. Governor Cooper does nothing. Unlike you, he is not a leader. Or I've gotten this feedback: Pat, we urge you to please run for the U.S. Senate to bring some common sense to the mess in Congress. And I've got to be honest, I've gotten some comments also. One, in fact, at a restaurant here in Charlotte just 2 nights ago while I was making this decision. Governor, you are much better on the radio than you were as a mayor or governor. Please syndicate your show across the nation and continue to stay out of politics. I wasn't sure how to take that, but I listened. And I've been listening to many of your phone calls, reading your emails, your text, your Facebook post, and taking it very seriously. Because I actually take the decision to run for any public office very seriously. Whether you're running for school board, governor, or president of the United States, anyone who's making that commitment is making a commitment to public service, win or lose. And I've been taking it seriously ever since I first decided to run for the city council here in Charlotte in 1989. That was not an easy decision then, and it's not an easy decision today. Now, I am clearly torn about what is best for me and my family and our great state in considering a run, especially for governor. I love that job and respected the job and worked hard at that job, and I believe we accomplished a great deal, and we left the state a better place than when we arrived. And when we arrived, this state was in a mess, a very deep recession. Governor Cooper has been a big disappointment. He says little and does even less. Our team, in a short 4 years, accomplished, I believe, more than any other governor, especially in making the tough decisions needed to get our state out of a recession. Governor Cooper has done almost nothing to build upon our record of success. In fact, he can't even complete a budget, which is inexcusable for our state employees, for our teachers, and for so many other people. Yet I've come to a very difficult decision, despite very favorable surveys, which show me having a very good chance to return back to the governor's mansion, I've made a decision not to run for governor. First, I don't want to cause further division within the Republican Party when at this time, more than ever, we need to be united. We've had two candidates working hard in their campaigns, Holly Grange and Lieutenant Governor Dan Force, two people I respect and definitely have qualifications to be our next governor, and I know want to change Governor Cooper's strategy, policy, which we don't even know what it is. You see, in 2008, I got into the campaign late, just like I've been considering for the past week. And I easily won the primary, and surveys show I would do very well. But once I got to the general election, I realized my runway was short in having the capability to raise the necessary funds, get the campaign team together. And these days, I would even have to figure out who my security would be based upon the atmosphere that we have in government and society today. I do not want to repeat that mistake, both for myself and for our party. So I'm going to put the state ahead of my own personal wants because I love this state so much. Now, I'm not good at sitting on the sidelines, and I'm not going to continue to sit on the sidelines. I'm going to still contribute. And I've been watching the mess in Washington, especially during the past 2 weeks, and I've come to realize maybe it's time for someone from outside of Washington to come be a problem solver inside Washington. And I know my experience as a mayor and as a governor are attributes that I think would be very beneficial to the U.S. Senate in the future. Now, we have a great U.S. Senator right now in Richard Burr, who has been a role model for me. He's shown incredible maturity and wisdom in representing North Carolina. And I'm sad to hear that he's retiring after 2022. But because of his retirement, I'm going to seriously consider running for that office in 2022. Again, my experience as a city councilman, as a mayor and a governor, and as a business person of over 30 years, I think can bring a unique perspective to bringing people together and solving our problems of infrastructure and transportation and public safety and homeland security and immigration and trade, all issues that I've dealt with. And I may well give that a shot. As a mayor and a governor, I know Washington is beyond broken, and Congress lacks the confidence of Americans, much less the trust. And the solution to fixing the broken system in Washington maybe is not another Washington politician. I brought a fresh voice here in Charlotte. I brought another fresh voice to Raleigh. Maybe I can bring it to D.C., and I will take steps to consider that during the next year. An opportunity to continue to serve our great state and our nation in a new capacity is both humbling and exciting. Now, what for now? What will I do now? Well, let me tell you what I plan to do now to my partner and my team. Well, first, we're going to continue to expand this very successful radio show and bring a viewpoint to audiences not just in the Charlotte region, but throughout the state and the nation, that people don't get anywhere else, because I've been in the game, I've been played by the game, and I enjoy exposing the game of politics, business, and culture, but in a respectful way, and in a respectful dialogue, and in a dialogue where we do not take ourselves so seriously, but we take the issues seriously. And now more than ever, we need that in dialogue across this nation, across this city, and across this state. I also hope during this time to travel across the state and develop forums where we can have discussions among Republicans and Democrats and independents, young and old, about how do we solve these basic cracks in the foundation of our democracy in a respectful, productive way. Not in a way in which we're yelling at each other or calling each other names, but in a way in which we're solving problems. I'm also going to help make this RNC convention the best it can be when it comes to North Carolina. I also plan to do everything I can to help the Republican nominee for governor win the governor's mansion. Governor Cooper can be beaten, and he should be beaten. I'm also going to do everything I can to elect Tom Tillis for a second term. A friend of mine, who was a great Speaker of the House here in state North Carolina, and is showing strong support for President Trump. And I'm going to do everything I can to reelect President Trump and help his campaign during the next year. And, of course, I'm going to spend time with Ann and Mo at Lake James, or as the elite people like myself call it, Lake Jimmy. See, we can have a sense of humor. And there I can refresh and think of new ideas and solutions to our complex problems that we're having in our city, state, and nation, and share those ideas with the people of North Carolina. So I'm very lucky, and I'd like to thank all of you, and I know some of you are disappointed, some of you are pleased, but I've got to do what's best for me and my family and have the fire in my belly. And I still have a fire in my belly to leave this city, state, and nation a better place than when we arrived, and that's exactly what I'm going to do until my last breath. So, Bo, I look forward to continuing to work with you, the hardest working guy in radio, and my incredible team here in the studio. And I continue to love our state, and I will travel the state and have dialogue to try to solve these difficult issues that we're all dealing with in a respectful way. Thank you very much.